For the last decade, if you wanted to know where the future of AI was being built, there was only one answer, right? Silicon Valley. But what if I told you that in just 1 week, the news coming out of another country was so fast, so massive, that it could actually flip that entire idea on its head?
So that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to look at months or years of progress. We're going to zoom in on just one single week of AI news coming out of China. And let me tell you, what this one little snapshot shows us is this incredible picture of speed, scale, and ambition. It's literally reshaping the entire AI world as we speak.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the new AI power grid, the engine that makes all of this run. Then, we'll get into this wild explosion of new AI models. Think of them as the brains. After that, we'll see how the stuff is actually showing up in the real world, what this might mean for Silicon Valley, and of course, what this whole surge means for you.
All right, let's kick things off with the foundation. AI needs a ton of computing power to work. It's kind of like a power grid, but for intelligence. And China just made a huge move to supercharge theirs. And we're not just talking about one new data center here, no. This is a national network. Think about that. An interconnected web designed to pull together computing power from all over the country. The whole point? To give more researchers, more companies access to high-end AI development. It's about tearing down the barrier to entry and basically hitting the accelerator on innovation for everyone, everywhere at the same time.
And this is where it gets really interesting, strategy-wise. A brand new supercomputer just fired up in Chengdu. But the big story isn't just the computer itself, it's what's inside. It's powered by Huawei's own Ascend AI chips. So you see, this isn't just about getting more horsepower, it's about building that power with their own tech. It's a massive step toward tech independence, cutting reliance on anyone else's hardware.
Okay, so you've got the power grid, now you need the brains to actually run on it, right? The AI models themselves. And this week, wow, it wasn't just a small step forward. It felt more like a Cambrian explosion, a sudden burst of brand new, really powerful AI minds.
Now check this out, because this claim is, well, it's bold. A company you might not have heard of, Moonshot AI, just dropped their new model, Kimi K2. And they didn't just say, hey, it's pretty good. They came out and claimed it beats both GPT-5 and Claude on major benchmarks. Now look, call it marketing, call it a real breakthrough. Either way, it just shows you how high the confidence and the competition is right now. It's off the charts.
And these models aren't just getting bigger, they're getting smarter in really cool ways. Baidu rolled out ERNIE Bot 5.5, and the big deal here is something called multimodal reasoning. So what does that mean? It means it's not just a chatbot anymore. It can look at a picture of a chart, listen to you ask a question about that chart, and read the text on it, all at the same time to give you an answer. That ability to juggle different kinds of information, that is right at the cutting edge of where AI is going.
And get this isn't all happening behind the locked doors of big tech companies. The giant Tencent just dropped Hunyuan-large, their most powerful model ever. And the key part? They made it open source. They're basically giving away this incredibly powerful tool for free, putting it right into the hands of developers and startups everywhere. That's like pouring gasoline on the fire of innovation for the whole community.
So, we've got the power, we've got the brains, but who cares if it just sits in a lab, right? The really critical thing to see here is how fast this tech is jumping from code into the real world, and how it's already starting to change things for all of us.
Let's look at healthcare, for example. Alibaba's AI lab is now working directly with hospitals, putting their diagnostic tools into action. So, we're talking about AI helping doctors read medical scans, analyze data, stuff that could lead to faster, more accurate diagnoses. This is AI that has a real, tangible impact on people's lives.
And you can literally see the progress on the streets. Baidu's self-driving division, Apollo, just expanded its Robotaxi service to another huge city. And here's the kicker. It's fully driverless. We're talking no human safety driver in the car at all. That is a massive milestone for a technology that could totally change how we get around.
And the competition in this space, it is absolutely cutthroat. I mean, listen to this quote from a Chinese EV maker. This is pure fighting talk. They're not saying we hope to catch up to Tesla. They're out there in public saying we've already overtaken them. It just goes to show you how intense and high stakes this race for self-driving tech really is.
And they are not stopping there. They're already looking ahead to the next big thing. The city of Shanghai just launched a brand new innovation center dedicated entirely to humanoid robots. This is a huge bet on what's called embodied AI, basically giving AI a physical body so it can interact with the real world. It's a massive signal that the goal here goes way beyond our screens.
So, okay, let's take a breath. When you put all these pieces together, the new infrastructure, these powerful new models, all the real-world uses, you just have to step back and ask the big question. Are we watching the entire center of gravity for AI shift?
And this is where it gets wild. The reports from this week suggest a trend that, well, it's pretty stunning. This isn't about what's happening in China anymore. This is about the ripple effect hitting the US. The word on the street is that Chinese AI models are actually seeing huge adoption by developers, right in Silicon Valley itself. And, developers are practical people. They're going to use the best tool for the job, period. And this trend suggests that for a lot of them, the best tools are now coming from the other side of the world.
Okay, let's pull it all together. That was a tidal wave of news. And remember, that was all from just 1 week. So, what's the big takeaway here? What does all this activity really mean for you and your business?
Right. That is the million-dollar question. And the answer, honestly, isn't some simple us versus them story. It's way more interesting than that. When you look at everything that happened this week, 4 big ideas really stand out.
Okay, first, the speed and scale are just on another level. This is not a slow burn. Second, this isn't just one thing. It's happening across the board, from the actual computer chips all the way to the apps on your phone. It's a full-stack effort. Third, this definitely kicks off a new era of global competition, which is going to push everyone to innovate faster. But here's the most important part for you. All of this competition means more tools, more choices, and way more opportunities to build something amazing.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Maybe this AI race isn't like a championship game where there's only one winner. What if it's more like the start of a whole new world with multiple tech powerhouses? If that's true, then the question isn't who's going to win. The real question is your business ready for a world with multiple toolkits? Are you prepared to use the best tech out there, no matter who built it? If this explainer opened your eyes to what's possible, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical, no hype, latest AI news for growing your business.